Back to Fire Princess Reviews. I'm Fire Princess Lily, here to talk to you about comics, cartoons, and other awesome nerd shit. So today we're doing a manga suggestion video. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's where I do sort of a mini review of a few manga titles that are newer, so that you can go and check them out, get into them because they're pretty good and I want you to get in on the action. These manga might get their own separate videos later, but for now we're just going to do some mini reviews. So, today we're talking about a terrified teacher in Ghoul School, So I'm a Spider, So What? And Kinka Bancho Otome. I think I did pretty good on that last one. Let me know how I did with those names, or don't let me know. Either way, it's fine. But let's get into the first one. Let's talk about a terrified teacher in Ghoul School. Now, I did already talk about this one a little bit in a You Might Have Missed segment from a previous video, but let's get into this. So, Haruaki is a teacher. He is really, really bad at it. He is awful. He is skittish and terrified of students. He doesn't last very long in his first job when he attempts, and he's practically a NEET. And then one day, he gets an offer to teach at a different high school. Like, you have to take a boat to get to it. It's on an island. They're offering him good money despite his teaching past. And he's like, sure, yeah, I'll do it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do it this time. It's going to be good. I'm going to be a good teacher. And he gets there, and it's a school full of yokai. Yokai are Japanese spirits who do different things, like Tanuki, or like Tanuki. Tanuki's like the one I know, but like right offhand. He meets, and he is absolutely, totally, 100% terrified of his students because they're all these spiritual creatures and monsters, and he doesn't know how to handle it. Of course, he has his own secret in that he has a really high magical presence that actually wards off yokai. Like, he can defend himself from it, but he doesn't know how to control it. So he's there as kind of a deterrent to the students so that they can learn how to be more human-like, so they're not always acting like monsters. It's kind of interesting. I really like it a whole lot. The cast of characters is a lot of fun. It's definitely a comedy. One of the driving focal points is that Haruki he's got a sailor uniform fetish. Sailor school uniforms, I should mention. Not in sort of a sexual on girls pervy sort of way, but just the uniforms themselves. He loves them. In one of the chapters, he gets one that used to be used for a dog, and he loves it. It's kind of like a weird thing about him that's a little charming and still a little strange. Throughout the manga, you get the sense that he's really trying his hardest, even though he doesn't want to be there, and that the students kind of respect him one way or another. They like him more or less. It's really fun. It's really great. So it's a terrified teacher at Ghoul School. It's got 2 issues out currently, and it's really great. It's from Yin Press, so this one definitely give this a look. Moving on, we talked about this one too a little bit. It's called So I'm a Spider, So What? So I'm a Spider, So What? It is in that genre of the main character has died and is reincarnated into a new world and a new body. Generally a fantasy setting. So I actually got this one because I liked that time I got reincarnated as a slime so much. I liked it a ton, so I was like, oh, I'll probably really like this one. And thankfully, I do like it a whole lot. So the main character, she dies. There's a big accident in school. She doesn't know exactly what happened, but she is dead, and she hatches from an egg, and she's a tiny little spider, right? And as if that weren't bad enough, she kind of awakens to all her spider siblings, fighting each other, trying to, eat each other, and she escapes. And so her entire life is that she is trying to survive. in this new world, because it's not just like the average world of a spider, or like our world. There's like monsters, like snakes and giant wasps and dragons and all kinds of things. And she doesn't know how she's going to survive as a little spider. It's also kind of a game world, it seems, because she keeps leveling up as she defends herself and getting newer and newer abilities. So it's kind of a weird and interesting world in that it actually has a leveling system and a voice that tells her when she's leveled up, and a skill screen that she can pull up. In that way, it's a little different than that time I got reincarnated as a slime. But she's a really cute character. Apparently, in her human life, she wasn't very outgoing or well recognized by her classmates. And I don't know why that would be. She seems like such a sweet and interesting character, but she's really giving it her all and trying to survive in this dungeon that she's caught in. She's trying to find the way out, and she keeps running into obstacles and problems along the way. So hopefully one day as she does get out, so I would definitely check this one out. It's got 2 issues and a light novel, and it's from Yen Press as well. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. The art is really great. I never thought I would actually like or root for a spider, but here I am. Okay. Last one. This one's actually from Viz. It's part of the Shoujo Beat set of properties that they do. It's called Kinka Bancho Otome. Yep, drop that. And this one, the reason I would say that I haven't really reviewed these in any sort of order. There's not a best to worst. These are all good. They're just different. They're for different moods you might be having, or different feelings that you want to partake in, I suppose is a way to put it. Whatever your mood is, there's definitely a manga for it, and these are definitely 3 different moods. So Hinako is the main character, and she's an orphan. She doesn't have any family. She doesn't have, you know what an orphan is. And so she grows up in an orphanage, and she has a terrible time making friends. In her previous school, she just isn't very well liked. She gets picked on a lot. And so a boy teaches her how to defend herself, and so she gets kind of not so many friends for a different reason, in that she's actually really strong and will punch a motherfucker to defend herself. But she's a really sweet girl, and so she's going to go to high school. It's an all-girls school, and she's going to go and she's going to make friends, and that's her entire dream, is to not have the same things repeat and happen where she doesn't have friends because she's seen as some kind of a tough girl. Enter her long-lost brother, who she didn't know she had. He is actually he's actually adopted by a Yakuza boss, and he's somewhat of a delinquent. So he's supposed to also be going to his new high school, which is an all-boys school for delinquents. Now, because they're twins, he gets the bright idea that he's going to switch places with her because he doesn't want to go and do that. He wants to do all kinds of, like, neat, girly stuff. He is totally 350% into it. He, like, tricks her into going for his first day and then makes it all about... And then he goes to her school in her place, and then he basically keeps blackmailing her to keep her going to his school and allowing him to go to this all-girls school where he can be totally girly. And you would think that his father would have a problem with it, but we don't see his father. Instead, he's attended by one of his father's underlings, who is totally into him being this girly person. Like, he's, like, love-struck. It's a little weird, but I like it. It's funny. It's cute. So Hinako goes to school, and she gets, obviously, into a fight because it's a delinquent school, and the way to get to the top is to be the strongest. So, like, she gets there on her first day. It's an assembly, and they basically say, all right, fight! And she basically knocks down somebody who's supposed to be really strong. She gets interesting friends who are attracted to her but don't know how to feel about that because she's supposed to be a boy, so they aren't processing those feelings very well. It's very confusing for them. So there's a lot of interesting situations that happen. Like one of her friends, this guy in particular, is like super duper protective of her and likes to like hug on her and cuddle. And he's like, he feels weird about it because it's another boy. So I don't know. I just really enjoy it for those reasons. It's neat and well written. It turns out that her friend who taught her how to defend herself initially actually goes to the school. And so there's a lot of really interesting interactions between them because he recognizes her. So yeah, so that's all 3 titles. A short review for each of them. And yeah, I really hope you check them out because they're really good. So that's the end of this video. What are we talking about next time? I haven't decided, so just tune in next time. There'll be a video. We'll have a topic. You'll see what it is. You'll decide to click on it or not. But I hope you do. I hope you like these videos. If there's anything you want me to take a look into and review, a long time ago somebody wanted me to do Scott Pilgrim. I don't want to do Scott Pilgrim, so I'm not. But if there is something you want to do, I will take it into consideration, and maybe we'll do that. So once again, I'm Fire Princess Lily, and until next time, love comics, love cartoons, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Fucking train.